Hello, my LGBT cuties, and welcome back to another episode of A Jaded Gay. I'm Rob Lovelace, and today we're talking about the legal journey that led to marriage equality in the United States, and why that fight still isn't over. Now, marriage equality didn't come from a single court case. It came from a series of lawsuits across multiple states, all challenging laws that denied same-sex couples the right to marry or have their marriages recognized. Between 2012 and 2014, cases in Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee worked their way through the federal courts. These cases involve families seeking basic legal protections, like being listed on their children's adoption records and birth certificates, or their spouse's death certificates, protections that heterosexual couples already received automatically. At the district court level, many judges ruled that banning same-sex marriage violated the equal protection and due process clauses of the 14th Amendment. But in 2014, the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals reversed those rulings, becoming the first federal appeals court to uphold state bans on marriage equality after United States v. Windsor. And that decision created a split among federal circuits, and that split forced the Supreme Court to step in. In 2015, the court consolidated these cases under one name, Obergefell v. Hodges. The question was simple but historic. Does the Constitution require states to license and recognize marriages between same-sex couples? And on June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court answered yes. In a 5-4 decision, the court ruled that marriage is a fundamental right guaranteed to same-sex couples nationwide. But marriage equality has never been fully secure. In 2022, the Respect for Marriage Act was passed to ensure that same-sex and interracial marriages would continue to be recognized under federal law, even if Obergefell v. Hodges were overturned. However, what it does not do is require states to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. And the fight for marriage equality is far from over. In late 2025, former Kentucky Clerk Kim Davis attempted to revive a legal challenge to marriage equality, arguing that public officials should be exempt from issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples based on religious beliefs. Now, fortunately, the Supreme Court declined to take up the case, effectively dismissing the challenge and leaving existing marriage equality protections in place, for now. But this reminds us that rights won through the courts can still be vulnerable without broader legal protections in place. And that's why action still matters. Supporting and urging lawmakers to pass the Equality Act is one of the most direct ways to help secure nationwide protections against discrimination in housing, employment, healthcare, and public life. Now, the story of marriage equality isn't just about the past. It's about vigilance, advocacy, and refusing to become complacent, because progress doesn't protect itself. So if you want to learn more about the cases that paved the way for marriage equality, check out the podcast episode and blog post linked below. And remember, every day's all we have, so you gotta make your own happiness.